Next, I'm going to show you some function of Excel. I'm going to introduce you 10 kind of popular function. And as you can see under the tab here, there are like each different function is being introduced in each tab. You will have this file. This is actually developed by Excel, not by me. I feel it very, very useful. When I say Excel is like a calculator, what I mean is that, for example, you don't have to read the direction here because I'm going to instruct using the direction here anyway. So for example, this is a very simple table. If you want to total up the whole thing, what you do is the summation function is sum, and then you put a parentheses where you actually drag all 4 of these numbers. And you end it with a parentheses. That's where you have the summation. Also, if you just want to know the total of it and you don't want to show the number, you can actually click this and then hold through all 4 cells. Now going to the bottom right here, it will show you the summation is 170. The count is, there are 4 cells. That's why the count is 4. It even counted average for you, which is 42.5. So it's 170 divided by 4 and 42.5. This is a very quick way to show you the average count and summation. This is something that I didn't even realize that I can do it. So you click the yellow box here, you look at your keyboard and you click alternate equal sign. It automatically just gives you the function. Like you don't even have to type sum and then parentheses, all that. And it's on the instruction 4 here. So looking at this item here, bread, donuts, cookies, what if you just want to do summation of over 50? So you only want to add up over 50. What you're going to type is that there's a sum if function. So let's sum this if. It has this kind of a instruction. So range means that which are the cells you want to sum. So these are the cells you want to sum. And then the criteria would be over 50. So that's kind of, you add like a criteria in it. You will only sum over 50, so that the result is 100. However, if you want to sum where the amount is less than 100, then what you do is you sum if the first thing you want to do is select the cells you want to sum, but the criteria would be less than 100. And then you close it with parentheses. The result should be 160, but I got 140, and I'm not sure why.
Your pies cell didn't get added in there.
I see. Thank you so much. So this is the summation function. There are a lot more criteria that you can do. So if you want to do over and equal to 50, you want to sum over and equal to 50, you just add like a equation here, and then you can see different results. I can't, it's impossible for me to talk about all kinds of scenarios. This is where the Microsoft Office support webpage is very, very useful. Okay, so that's summation function. Fill function. Fill function is wonderful because I'll show you why. So looking at this table, and we're just looking at the column C, D, and E here. So 50 plus 50 is 100. And when I have the active cells on here, you can see on the formula bar, it already has the summation of C4 to D4. I want this 50 to plus 60, 50 to plus 70, and 50 to plus 80. What you do is you look at this square box here and you just drag it down. And it will sum it up just like that. That's why I love Excel. Now, if I want this equal here, like column E here and plus F, if you already put in the formula here, so basically this is summing E4 to F4, so E4 to F4, and you drag it down, it will just sum it for yourself. You can drag it down here, and you can actually drag it horizontally. So you already have a summation function here, which say that I want to add up C11 to C14, C11 to C14, and what I want to do is I want to total up the whole column. That's how we get it. So this is the fill function. But you can also copy text. So text like produce. So apple, orange, banana, pears, they're all produce, so you can actually fill it all out. And then for fruits, the same thing. You can also fill a series. So in in Excel, it has built-in calendar kind of. When you say Jan, it automatically, I think, track it as January as month. So if you drag it over, it will automatically fill out February and March. Now for week 1 and 2, because when it has like a number in it, it will fill out a series instead of just copy the text. So for text, it would just copy exactly. But for number, it will fill out for week 2, 3, week 4 for you in the series. There's one important detail according to the sheet here. When you drag the whole thing here, there should be an autofill function. Sometimes it didn't work, and I'm not sure why. Oh, this one. So when you choose this, sometimes this will pop up, autofill. So if you want quarter first, quarter first, quarter first in all of it, you can click copy cells and it will make it all the same. Or if you want to fill the series, it will fill the series for you. And there are more function here. Okay. It can also add up interval. So the first one, you have 15, and then you have 30. So the interval is like 15. When you select 2 of them and then you drag it over, it automatically add the intervals for you. The third function is about split. This might be very useful for you. It's very useful for me. So let's say you have an email. You know that this is Nancy is the first name and Smith is the last name. And you want to separate the Nancy and Smith into separate column. The D column, you want it to be just first name and last name to be Smith. So what can you do? Excel also automatically kind of detect the names. And so for the first row, when you put Nancy, you can actually drag it and see, let's see, flash fill. It will automatically detect that, okay, so you want first name, and it will flash. So if you click flash fill, it will automatically populate first name for you. But it could be copy cells at first. But remember, you can click autofill option and then flash fill. The same thing with Smith. Autofill and then flash fill, it will automatically do last name for you. But this kind of is wonky sometimes. So for now, let's say you have a very, I would say, a dirty data, because this is something that it's all in a column and it seems very messy. And it has Nancy, comma, Smith, comma, and then the company name, which is Contoso. I'm going to show you what you can do with that. Click and drag to select cell all the way to the bottom. Okay, so first of all, you want to highlight, I'm sorry. click and drag to select cell. Okay, so once you select all this, let's look at the instruction here because I'm not too familiar. So it says here on the data tab, and remember the tab or the menu bar, it's here, data. And then there's a text to columns. So basically it split a single column into multiple columns. And once you click text to columns, you want to choose the limited. So characters such as commas or tabs can separate the cell. Because you see that you want to separate it into all these columns and they're all separated by comma. What you want to do is you want to tell Excel that to separate the comma, and you can see once I click it, it actually shows you the preview. Okay, let me unclick again. So it's supposed, so this is the original form, right, with all the comma. Now when you click comma, it will automatically split into 3 different columns. If you click next, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let me try this. I'm sorry here. So if I select all of it, no. Sorry guys, for some reason, not to, okay, destination, I'm sorry. The destination here is probably, I want it to be starting from here. And if I click finish, not sure why it keeps, oh, okay. So there you go. Your first name, last name, company name, all putting it neatly into 3 different columns. Okay, so these are way more complicated that I don't even want to get into. So that is a split function.